Bosch's 2023 diesel report revealed something shocking. 27% of DPF systems die before 150,000 miles. But here's what makes my blood boil. There's a free 20-minute technique that most diesel owners skip, and by the time they learn about it, they're already staring at a $4,200 repair estimate. The scary part? Your diesel might be showing warning signs right now, and you're probably ignoring them. Stay with me because what I'm about to show you could save your engine from an early grave. Point 1. The silent killer in your driveway. Let me paint you a picture. Your diesel engine was born for one purpose: continuous work under changing loads. Think about those Freightliner trucks hauling cross-country or John Deere tractors, plowing fields from sunrise to sunset. These machines live in the 2,000 to 4,000 RPM sweet spot, constantly shifting between different torque demands. That's their natural habitat, and they thrive in it. But here's where everything goes wrong. 82% of diesel owners drive their trucks like sedans. Short commutes, stop-and-go traffic, trips under 12 miles. Every time you start your engine for a quick grocery run, your exhaust system never gets hot enough. We're talking about temperatures that stay below 450 degrees Celsius when they desperately need to hit 600 degrees Celsius minimum. This isn't just inefficiency, it's slow destruction. What happens next is like watching a slow-motion disaster. Carbon particulates start building up at 2.3 grams every 100 miles. Your intake manifold begins closing its throat, suffocating your engine by 18 to 22%. And that turbo lag you've been feeling? That's your diesel screaming for help. Most owners just blame it on age or mileage, but the real culprit is sitting right there in their driving pattern. Point 2. The domino effect nobody talks about now. Let me show you exactly how this nightmare unfolds inside your engine. When your exhaust temperature refuses to climb past 450 degrees Celsius during those city drives, soot oxidation comes to a grinding halt. Your EGR valve becomes a carbon collection chamber, and Bosch engineers found that 34% of vehicles driven mostly under 15 miles per hour developed valves sticking within 2 years. These weren't old beaters. Some had barely 40,000 miles on the odometer. Your DPF substrate, that expensive honeycomb ceramic filter, is filling up with ash particulates faster than your truck can burn them off. The ECU computer tries forcing a regeneration cycle by injecting extra fuel to spike temperatures to 650 degrees Celsius. It's desperately trying to save your engine, but you're working against it without even knowing. Here's the cruel part. Those regen cycles need 12 solid minutes to complete, but your average commute is only 8 minutes. You shut off your engine right in the middle of the cleaning process, leaving partially burned residue that crystallizes and becomes even harder to remove. In a 2023 study of Ram, 2,500 fleets, trucks running 8-mile daily routes needed DPF replacement at 87,000 miles, while highway-driven trucks sailed past 230,000 miles. That's a $4,000 difference in maintenance costs, all because of driving pattern. Point 3. The engineering solution hiding in plain sight. So here's where science becomes your best friend. When you push your diesel into high-load operation, you're forcing it into a combustion zone where cylinder temperatures explode past 1,200 degrees Celsius. At that kind of heat, those carbon deposits clinging to your intake valves and EGR passages literally oxidize into CO2 and blow out your tailpipe as harmless gas. It's like giving your engine a self-cleaning cycle, except it happens at highway speeds. Your turbocharger's variable geometry system, with its movable vanes, needs to sweep through its full 15 to 45 degree range. When it doesn't get this exercise, carbon builds up and those vanes seize in place, killing your boost response and making your truck feel gutless. This is why some diesels lose that punch they had when new. But the real star is your DPF. Sustained highway speeds between 65 and 75 miles per hour create exhaust flow rates hitting 180 to 220 grams per second, carrying soot particles deep into the filter where temperatures stabilize at 620 to 680 degrees Celsius. This is the active regeneration zone, and API diesel research proved it clears 92% of accumulated particulates compared to interrupted city regions that only manage 61% cleaning. Your truck's oxygen sensors are actually monitoring this whole process, verifying that the cleaning worked when post-DPF readings match pre-filter levels. Point 4. The 20-minute protocol that changes everything. All right, let's get into the exact procedure. I'm not leaving anything to guesswork here, because doing this wrong can cause more problems than it solves. First, your pre-check matters more than you think. Pop your hood and verify your oil level sits between MIN and max marks, because running region cycles with low oil triggers limp mode and you'll be stranded. Check your coolant level and make a quick scan for any leaks in the engine bay. And this is critical. If you've got any dashboard warning lights glowing, this procedure is off limits until you fix whatever's throwing those codes. Next comes the warm-up phase, and patience here saves engines. Drive normally for 8 to 10 minutes until your coolant temperature gauge climbs to 85 to 90 degrees Celsius. Your ECU has a hard lock that prevents forced regeneration below 82 degrees Celsius. This isn't a suggestion, it's program physics. Now we hit the highway, and here's where most people mess up. Accelerate smoothly until your tachometer shows 2,500 to 3,500 RPM in your top gear, which translates to 65 to 75 miles per hour on level highway. Keep your throttle position at 40 to 60%. Not flooring it, not babying it, find that middle zone. Then comes the commitment, 18 to 22 minutes of sustained operation. The exhaust temperature needs time to stabilize at 580 to 650 degrees Celsius. If you've got an OBD2 scanner that reads exhaust temp, you'll actually watch this number climb and level off. You might even smell something burning through your vents. Don't panic, that's carbon oxidizing exactly like it should. Finally, the cool down that everyone forgets. Drive normally for 3 to 5 minutes before shutting down. Your turbo bearings are spinning at over 100,000 RPM right now and need oil circulation to cool safely, or you'll face a $2,500 turbo replacement. Point 5, timing it right and reading the warnings. Here's the schedule that actually works in the real world. If you're a city-dominant driver averaging under 20 miles per hour, you need this protocol every 300 to 400 miles, which shakes out to bi-weekly for most people. If you're doing highway commutes, you might be naturally hitting these conditions, so monthly is probably enough. The key is consistency. Skipping even 2 sessions can set you back weeks. Fleet operators who implemented this protocol religiously saw incredible results. The Cummins maintenance data from 2024 showed their DPF service intervals extended from 120,000 miles to 190,000 miles, saving $4,000 per truck in deferred maintenance. Individual owners report restored power and fuel economy, especially in vehicles that had gradually lost performance over time. But forget the schedule if your diesel starts talking to you through symptoms. Black smoke during acceleration means your fuel-to-air ratio is completely out of balance from restricted airflow. Rough idle with RPM fluctuation around plus or minus 100 RPM means you've got carbon-loaded injectors disrupting the spray pattern. When your fuel economy suddenly drops more than 12% and you haven't changed driving habits, your intake system is clogged or your EGR valve is stuck partially open. Real story. One Ford F-250 owner I know ignored these signs for 6 months. By the time he came to me, his truck had lost 37 horsepower and was burning 3.2 miles per gallon more fuel than it should. We implemented this bi-weekly protocol, and within a month, he got all that performance back with dyno sheets as proof. Your mission and final word. Listen, I need you to do something right now while this information is fresh. Drop a comment with your diesel's year, make, and model. I'll personally tell you its exact DPF regeneration cycle timing and whether you're already overdue for this protocol. Someone in your life drives a diesel and has no clue about any of this. Forward this video to them before they're the next person posting in forums about why their check engine light won't turn off and their mechanic is quoting $4,000 for repairs. Check the pinned comment right now. I've linked the exact OBD2 scanner that saved my Duramax from a $3,800 DPF replacement. No affiliate links, no sponsored garbage, just the tool that gives you real-time exhaust temperature data so you're not guessing during this procedure. This scanner pays for itself the first time it helps you avoid an unnecessary dealer visit. That's not maintenance advice. That's diesel engineering distilled down to 20 minutes that could add 100,000 miles to your truck's life. Your diesel was built to last 400,000 miles, but only if you give it what it needs. Now you know the secret that separates trucks still running strong at 300,000 miles from the ones getting torn apart at 150,000. Don't let your diesel become another statistic.